There's always going to be competition. Repeat after me. There's always going to be competition. Your job, your mindset. Don't worry about the competition. You ever look at I don't know if you ever seen a horse race, like official horse race. We used to go to the horse races with my dad occasionally, and sometimes some of the horses would have blinders on. If you've ever seen that before, do you know why the horse would have a blinder on while the horse is running a race against other horses? That's because they don't want that horse to be distracted by the horses that are running on the side. Like, let's say if we related to the people, you say that's competition. So they put the blinder on the horse so the horse can look straight ahead at its goal, which is to get to the finish line, not to be distracted by competition. So some people will ask, is it too late to get on the various platforms because of competition? Is it too late to start your own business? Is it too late to become a freelancer? Is it too late to do this or that? You know, I was outside recently, and a woman was outside too as well, and she said, "Oh, it's chilly out here." And I said, "It is chilly, but for me, and I'm not saying this is to be extreme. I said, but it means you're alive. It means you have hope. It means you can feel the little bit of it. And it wasn't really cold. It was really more like my granddaughter. She told me, she says, it's not nippy, it's cold. And she just made 3 today. But yeah, so my point is, the back to the horse race, it depends on how you perceive it in terms of competition, but you don't want to not start something because you're so afraid of the competition. So, what I'm going to share with you, the reason why I'm doing this YouTube video, and I do YouTube videos because I want to share insight, information. I don't want to just be on here to hear myself talk because I have better things to do. But I want to encourage us, I want to encourage you. Any information, any insight, any tips that I have, I want to share with you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have 10 winning strategies when you start thinking about competition. I don't even use that word it's not even in my vocabulary. But in any case, I wanted to do this video so in case you are worried about competition, I'm going to share some insights with you on how not to have to worry about competition. Okay? So, number 1, you're going to do your research. So, you don't want to just dive right into whatever and not have done your research. And on YouTube, they can have all you have to do, Google, you're going to get the answer to whatever you're asking for, even more than you may have wanted. I was sharing with my niece the other day. I said, "Oh my God, I got information overload because I love information." I said, "I can't take any more." It's so much information, and it's all good, but it's only so much. Only have so much bandwidth. So you're going to do your homework. There's lots of tips and strategies and insights on YouTube, and it's free. All right. Then you're going to write out the possibilities for whatever it is that you want to do. My focus is pretty much making money online. It doesn't have to be online, making money, but write out the pros and cons of whatever it is you're looking to explore. Get a piece of paper out. I was talking with someone the other day and I said, the phones are fine. The phone is good. Everybody's on their phone, right? I'm on my phone. But sometimes you need to get some paper and pencil out because it does something else. Your brain has you're using a different part of your brain. Let me start all over. When you're using your phone and when you're using writing with paper, reading, not on the phone, not writing on leaving notes on your phone. It doesn't mean you can't do that, but this exercise a different aspect of your brain. It's tactile kinesthetic. Okay, so much for that. Okay, so you're going to write out your pros and cons. Now, I want you to stay with me because I want you to get all of these tips and strategies so you're not worried about competition and you can get busy and stop woulda, coulda, shoulda and get busy and start up something, do something. All right, be 100% about whatever it is that you decide on. Be 100% plus, not half stepping. Not, well, I'll get to it. But no, if you say you're going to do it, you say you're going to start it, you say it's established, then be 100%. We're talking about competition now. Be 100%. Now, do you know, some people don't like Amazon, but I have to admit I'm addicted to Amazon. I buy on Amazon. It's so convenient. You heard the word convenient? Now, Amazon hasn't been around that long. But Amazon came to town. That's what Amazon. Think about the word Amazon, what that means. You can order something on Amazon, and they say, I ordered something this morning for my granddaughter. They said, do you want it later in the day or first thing this morning? No, it's not that serious. Do you want it tomorrow between 8 and 9 a.m. or whatever? No, it's not that serious. Do you want it the next day? Amazon came in kicking you know what in terms of competition. There was other businesses that would have typically said, well, you'll get your whatever in 2 to 3 weeks. That party's over. Amazon came in and said, do you want it tomorrow? I mean, they're like at your front door. Do you want it right now? I'm at you happen to be in your neighborhood. No, Amazon came in and changed the climate, changed the landscape for selling. And I know that's why a lot of businesses are going belly up because of people are buying online. A lot of people are buying on Amazon. And although we don't necessarily need something the next day or within a couple of hours, we're gotten spoiled. We have gotten spoiled. And Amazon has healthcare now, has grocery stores, you name it. Amazon is doing big things, whether you love them or hate them, or somewhere in between. But competition got left in the dust, and they're like, "Oh, we better step it up. You want it? When do you want it? We can deliver it tomorrow." Amazon also has the Prime, and people love Prime. We pay for Prime, but that's part of the free shipping. Free shipping. We actually are paying for it, but we get, people love all that. All those benefits that Amazon came in and shook up the world of commerce. And in terms of retail, came in, shook it up. Nobody probably thought it would ever happen, but it did. People are buying books and everything else on Amazon. Everything from soup to nuts is being sold on Amazon. They changed the climate. They changed how things were being done. And the competition was like sleeping over in the corner, saying, oh, we'll get it to you in a month, 3 weeks. And Amazon came in and said, we'll get it to you in a few hours. When do you want it? All right. Anyway, but you get it. You understand what I'm saying. You got to come correct. You got to step it up. You got to be exceptional in your delivery. All right. So then you're going to create benefits. What are the benefits that you would be bringing? It's not just about the particular product, but what are the benefits? If you think about Amazon, back to Amazon, what are the benefits from shopping on Amazon compared to anywhere else you could shop? We know the benefits. I just talked about them. All right, moving right along. Where are we? I think we're on number 5. And identify other platforms or other businesses that are doing what you were thinking about doing and see what they do. Look at them. Look at the pros and the cons and what you think, what you like about what they offer. What do you like about how they present themselves, how they market, how they promote their business. So look at that. So you want to create a great bio too. So I guess people might say I'm kind of a health nut. I'm not extreme though, but I was drinking some kefir the other day. Matter of fact, kefir is very good for your stomach, digestive system. I love kefir. And I was reading on the back. I'd never read it before, and there was a little bio on there, and the person who wrote it is a part of the company. They said their grandfather came from years and years ago. I think it was a grandfather or great grandfather from some aspect, some country in Russia, and some area in Russia, and migrated to the United States in I think it was 1977. It wasn't really that long ago, and brought that recipe with him, the kefir, and the rest is history. And established a company selling kefir. And I had never read that before. I just decided, I said, let me read this and see what kefir's all. I like to read, who's making what and where did it come from and all that. And I've been buying kefir for years and never read it. And I was just impressed. I thought, wow, for this, to continue to sell the kefir. And kefir obviously is doing quite well because it continues to sell. So anyway, okay, moving right along to number, so when you create your bio, then no typos, no misspellings, no grammatical errors. Have somebody professional look at it and make sure you got everything correct. And I'm not a rocket scientist, but every once in a while, I will get an email or whatever from a company. And long time ago, I took a class at a community college, and it was on spelling. And it's the I before E except after C. And I learned a lot of the rules then. And a lot of times I'll see the I before the C, except, they broke the rules. In other words, it's like RECIE. And, they got, people, I see errors. And I'm not a big time proofreader. But you want to make sure when you put anything in writing that's related to your business, and the public is going to see it. Now, if it's a draft, that's different. But you want to make sure no errors, no typos, no grammatical this or that questions. It has to be picture perfect. All right, so moving right along to I think I'm on number 7. You create the wonderful bio. And now number 8, know your product and service. Know your product. I kind of mentioned that already, but know what it is that you're offering. Be confident in what you're offering. Be able to sell it. In other words, not so much from a sales standpoint, but be, really assured, selling something that you feel like, you know it like the back of your hand, so to speak. So I used to do vending. I'm a crafts person. I've done a lot of things, and I would be out, at wine, cheese festivals and things. And I always, of course, I was the one crafting, but I could always tell them, the customer, prospective buyer, all about the process, all about the material, all about, the whatever. And that's what you want. You want to be able to be that confident in whatever you decide to promote in terms of selling. All right. Also, we're on number 9 now. When you do decide to set up whatever it is that you're doing, and this is how to not have to worry about competition, is respond right away. Whatever it is that you're looking to pursue, if other individuals are looking to buy from you or utilize your service, get back with them right away. No next day, and the dog chased a rabbit up the street and I had to go and get the dog, and nobody wants to hear all that. Like I said, we're using Amazon as an example. Amazon left the competition in the dust. So when I contact a service, especially freelancers, I use a platform Fiverr a lot, and I'll contact various freelancers to provide services for me. And some of them will get back to me before I even push send good. And some of them are like a couple of days later, oh, well, I was busy with, okay, I've moved on, I've moved on because there's other folks who are hungry and they get back to you like before you can push send, as I said. All right. Lastly, this is huge. Customer service is big, and it's kind of what I've been talking about all along, but customer service, is really, 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 really critical. Excellent. Not just customer service, just flat. Outstanding customer service. People will rate you. Every company now, I was online with a company earlier today, and they said, stay online after the call. I was like, I got to go. If you want, we'd like for you to give us a rating. And I heard that yesterday. Companies are asking, please review us, tell us how our service was, you know? And so you want to provide whatever it is that you decide to pursue. This is, we're talking about not having to worry about competition is come correct, have outstanding customer service. Let them know that you really, your customer or your buyer know that you really appreciate them and you appreciate them, utilizing your service or whatever, or buying your product, whatever it is that you decide to do. Be sincere. Be sincere. I sometimes I'll utilize a service and I get kind of sour grapes from the person who's working there, and I'm thinking, don't you know, I'm paying your salary. If nobody comes in here or nobody buys the product or whatever it is that you got to have going on, you're going to be out of work. Is that what you want? So I've had a few people to tell me, really, they got it. They said, no, you're my customer and I'm happy to see you. I've had individuals to actually say that. Then of course you got the other ones who were like down in the mouth, like, they sorry they had to come to work. Well, then don't come. Anyway, I wanted to share those tips with you about competition and how you can beat competition. Give them guarantees and all of that. Just look at, how you can excel, how you can stand out. Don't be sloppy. I'm not into sloppiness. You got to come correct, 100 plus, especially nowadays. So I gave you the example of Amazon. I don't think I need to say anything else if you're paying attention, if you're woke, so to speak. So I'd love for you, my name is Maria, I'd love for you to subscribe. I also would really, really love for you to leave a comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're looking to pursue. Tell me what your concerns are about competition or experiences that you've had. I would love to hear from you so we can connect. Because I don't like to waste, I'm not wasting my time just getting on doing videos about nothing. I want to share information so that we can keep each other encouraged and we can all rise together. I want to see you at the top because that's where I hang out, at the top. And I hope to see you there.